Good, happy Wednesday evening, October 31st, 2018. And happy Halloween, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, 2nd District hopefuls Custer Negron clash on abortion, immigration, and gun rights. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
Hit a home run this postseason with Auto Fair Honda, Ford, Hyundai, Nissan, and VW. Get off the bench, get in the game, and get Auto Fair's famously low prices on every new and pre-owned vehicle.
This debate had it all tonight. Points of difference, points of agreement, substance, style, it was all there. Andy Custer's going for a fourth term. Steve Negron wants to take the 2nd Congressional District back into Republican hands. For a full wrap-up of all the action, let's go live to Mike Cronin, who is outside the New Hampshire Institute of Politics tonight. Hey, Mike.
Hi, Adam. Both candidates say each other has run a fair and honest campaign, and though there hasn't been much negativity in this race, tonight we did see some contentious moments. It's a race between the incumbent and the newcomer.
You've been in office for 3 terms. Why should voters give you a fourth?
Well, I think it's the work that I've done bringing people together, particularly on the opioid epidemic.
As much as my opponent believes she's done some work, this opioid issue has gotten worse.
Republican Steve Negron and Democrat Andy Custer sparred on the federal deficit, immigration, and improving opportunities in the North Country.
When I talk to people up there, they say, "Where's my congresswoman? Where is she?"
I think the highway funding that I've been able to get for bridges and for miles of roads up there, the telecommunications, we were able to get those 4 towers.
On abortion and what role government should play.
For the government to force a woman to carry a pregnancy to term, I presume Mr. DeGrom means to put a woman in jail for 9 months and so that she carries a child to term. I think that is government interference.
I don't think I ever said jail. I never said anything about putting anybody in jail. I'll tell you what I do oppose. I do oppose federal dollars going to a private organization to killing babies.
They also didn't see eye to eye on how to handle gun laws.
99% of us responsible gun owners, something happens and they throw it at our feet. And that's wrong. What we have here is a mental health issue. It isn't about guns.
What I think we can do better is we can close the loopholes for background checks. And my opponent does not want to close the loopholes.
And on a lighter note,
The Red Sox parade is tomorrow. Which players would you like to be on a duck boat with?
I'd like to be with the manager, Corey. He's from Puerto Rico, and I think he did a hell of a job.
Hell of a job. That we can agree on.
Red Sox always have a way of bringing New Englanders together. The candidates now only have a week to go on the campaign trail before the voters go to the polls. Adam?
Thanks, Mike. And both of these candidates had solid performances tonight. They entered the spin room here at the NHIOP feeling pretty good. Although Steve Negron admitted he thinks he has an uphill battle in CD2, nonetheless, he feels like he's going to shock the world on November 6th.
And in my heart of hearts, we're going to win this thing. And people are going to come out and say, how the hell did that happen? Right? And here's what we're going to look at it, and they're going to look at all the things that we did. And when they dissect this campaign, I think they're going to look at 2 things. One, it was about grassroots. It isn't always about money. You know, it's about knocking on doors and touching people. And you know what? Some of these people we're talking to aren't in those polls.
Let the voters decide. I believe that more voters agree with me that they don't want the government interfering in our most personal, private decisions, but they do see a role for the government in highways and bridges and bringing rail to Nashua and helping us solve this opioid epidemic.
2 debates down, 1 to go. We'll take a night off for Halloween tomorrow. Then it's the title card on Thursday with the major party candidates for governor, Chris Sununu and Molly Kelly, squaring off in our final Granite State debate. Live at the New Hampshire Institute of Politics on the campus of St. Anselm College, Adam Sexton, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Senator Warren, GOP challenger Di Hale, spare in final debate. Let's take a listen to the video from WCVB Boston.
Mr. Deal says he wants to be with Donald Trump 100% of the time.
It took Senator Elizabeth Warren less than a minute to make the link between Representative Jeff Deal and President Donald Trump. While Deal immediately turned to his familiar line of attack, Warren's eye on a 2020 run.
The fact is, she doesn't care about your house. She cares about the White House.
Will you serve your full term if you are elected next Tuesday?
So I've already said that I will take a look at running for president after the election, but I guarantee this, no matter what I do, I will work for the people of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Deal tried to distance himself from Trump, but made it clear he backs the president's policies, including Trump's latest effort to bar babies born in the U.S. to non-citizens from becoming citizens.
We do need to follow the Constitution, which does not call for providing citizenship to those who are not here as national citizens.
I don't agree with the president. He doesn't get to erase parts of the Constitution that he doesn't like.
After defending Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh, Deal took aim at Warren with a new complaint accusing her of illegally fundraising during the Kavanaugh hearings.
That's something that you should not be doing, first of all, when we are having a national discussion about the Supreme Court.
I will check into it, but I don't know.
And after the debate, Senator Warren says she's been told this was a frivolous complaint made by a shadowy dark money group. Now, there was one area where both candidates agreed. That's support for the locked out National Grid gas line workers, calling for them to immediately get back to work. Maria and Ed?
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Local Saginaw holds vigil as people remember Pittsburgh victims. Let's take a listen to the video from WMTW News 8, Mary Kate Mannion.
The Landing at Saco Bay, a small home environment ideal for your loved ones with dementia and Alzheimer's. The Landing at Saco Bay provides compassionate care and comfort while still allowing for independence and activity. Call the Landing at Saco Bay today.
As South Portland police stood watch outside,
so I didn't stand up.
Every seat filled and standing shoulder to shoulder. Over 1,000 filled the congregation at Bet Ha'am on Tuesday, focusing on the lives lost in Pittsburgh this past Saturday.
I will light a candle for Rose Mallinger, age 97, Holocaust survivor.
Their names read and a candle lit one by one. The vigil was open to all faiths.
To share the burden, to share the heartache.
With songs sung, tears shed, and prayers chanted, like the mourner's kaddish, typically said during a time of bereavement. With organizers saying tonight's gathering will be a light in the darkness against anti-Semitism and all forms of hate.
Reach out. We're not alone in this world, and we need to really reach out and be cognizant of those around us. Kindness is contagious, and it should be more prevalent than violence.
And tonight didn't really have a final ending to the event. Instead, one of the rabbis got up and asked everybody to look around and introduce himself to someone who they have never met. A lot of people got their cell phones out and were exchanging their numbers, and the rabbi encouraged them to meet up maybe later this week for a cup of coffee or something, saying that this was the idea of building a community for those who were here, but also those who maybe weren't able to attend tonight's vigil. Reporting live in South Portland, I'm Mary Kate Mannion for WMTW News 8.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. European market sees higher after a rebound on Wall Street. Stocks in Europe are posed to open higher on Wednesday morning as investors await for further corporate earnings. Trump greeted by protesters as he visits Pittsburgh Tree of Life Signon. Let's take a listen to the video from ABC News.
New Google Pixel 3. It's on Verizon, the network chosen by Google. Here goes. Check out the new Pixel. No spoilers, man. I got the...
Now buy one Google Pixel 3 and get one on us. The phone you want, the unlimited plan you need, on the network you deserve.
President Trump and the First Lady are in Pittsburgh at this hour in the wake of the synagogue massacre there. In the past hour, the president visited the synagogue and the growing memorial there, leaving some stones at the site. Mr. Trump is now expected to meet with first responders and community leaders, as well as those injured in the hospital. Reaction to their visit has been very mixed, with some saying that the president is not welcome there. A huge crowd of demonstrators gathered just a block from the synagogue. They sang, as well as protesters could be heard shouting the words, quote, "Words matter," and "No more hate" at the president.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that did it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. Goodbye, everyone.